A GDP, ladies and gents, it is a measure if whether the economy or the country's economy is expanding or contracting. This is very important, or this kind of a figure is very important to investors because, ladies and gents, if the country's GDP is growing, it is a very bullish sign to the market, or it gives a very good buy signal to the markets, because a gross domestic figure of a country, ladies and gents, if it is growing, ladies and gents, it means that companies that are in that country will also grow or flourish. Whereas if the GDP is contracting, then, ladies and gents, it means that even the companies in that country or in that economy won't be doing so well. Now, the reason why I'm telling you all this is because, ladies and gents, today here in South Africa we just got the GDP figures for Q1, which of course showed the GDP of South Africa contracting by, of course, 0.1% when you compare to what was expected. This is something that is not good. This is something that, of course, even the markets, I mean, when you look into the top 40 today, you will know that it is down over 1%, which is something that is, of course, you can see that it's also negatively impacting on the market. So the GDP is also very important, and I think this contraction that we saw today will lead into the markets, of course, falling or dropping, which is expected. If we had seen, of course, another way around, maybe SA GDPs for Q1, of course, performing better than what analysts expected, meaning that any number over 0.7, I think it would be very good for the market, and therefore the markets will react positively towards that. So yes, things didn't come out pretty good today when you look into the GDP, which is why you will see some of your stocks or most of your stocks not also performing well. But one of the good things that I can say looking into South Africa, ladies and gents, is that obviously inflation is stabilizing, it's coming down. I mean, inflation as it stands is within the 3 to 6% which the Reserve Bank is looking for. I mean, last week we just saw, of course, the Reserve Bank keeping interest rates where it is, because inflation, ladies and gents, it is quite stable, but not exactly where they want it to be, because I think their target, or the SA Reserve Bank's target, is around 4.5%, or is to see inflation come down to 4.5%, of which, to know that it's still over 5%, it is something that, of course, they don't want to see, which is why they are still hesitant to drop interest rates. But the good thing, another good thing is that they are expected to probably drop or start dropping interest rates second half of this year, which is something that is pretty good and also bullish to stocks, because, ladies and gents, companies need money to grow, and therefore if interest rates are very high, it makes it difficult for the companies that we invest in, or companies that are listed in the stock exchange, to go out there and borrow money to grow their business, because at the current moment interest rates are very high, and therefore if they go and borrow, the repayment will be very high. So the environment looking at interest rates, ladies and gents, is not at a good state. Consumers are complaining because some of the things that they used to afford probably 2-3 years ago, they can't afford now, because, ladies and gents, they are paying a lot for their bonds or mortgages. They are paying more for their cars, which is something that is not good. And of course, things will get better with time. Inflation is easing down, which will result, of course, in the SA Reserve Bank starting to cut interest rates. And like I said, they're expected to do that somewhere in the second half, but I think it will be towards the end of Q4, which is something that we look forward to, and it will be pretty exciting to see how the markets respond to that. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update about why are the markets or SA markets down. It is because of the GDP, which, ladies and gents, came worse or came lower than what analysts expected. It is for that reason which is resulting in the markets or SA markets as a whole to, ladies and gents, drop or be on the red, which is not good, right? But hopefully things get better with time. I mean, one of the things that has been seriously impacting, of course, our economy, load shedding, ladies and gents. We've not had it for quite some time now, and I think that should boost the economic activities in South Africa, and therefore we'll see, of course, imports, exports, and daily services improving, which is something that I think it will, of course, make our economy also be strong. And I just hope things are better at Eskom, and maybe, yeah, man, we continue not being in the dark, which is not only good to us, the consumers, but also good to the markets, to the economy, which is something that is pretty exciting. So there are things that we look forward to. I think Q2 will be much better, and of course those stocks that are hurting because of the results we saw for the GDP for Q1, Q2, I think things will be much better, because one of the things that was really hurting the, of course, country's GDP is, of course, load shedding, and things are getting better. We've not had load shedding for some time now, and I think that is good news, and that is bullish for the market. So those sharp fall, sharp drops that you are seeing on the stocks, or some of the stocks that you would want to buy, take them as an opportunity to buy those stocks. So take them as an opportunity on the stocks that you own to scoop in more shares, because, ladies and gents, if the fundamentals of the companies that you are owning or that you bought are good, then chances are very high that whether these short-term headwinds of maybe the GDP not contracting or performing or coming out to be worse than what analysts expected, ladies and gents, won't hurt you that much, because you know for the longer term the company that you are investing in will win. Otherwise, that's all from me. And before you buy any other stock, do your own due diligence, so that at least you can be comfortable as you are investing into the stock market. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.